don't you just love waking up in the morning, find out, oh my gosh, I'm on the hook for billions of dollars that I had nothing to do with? Well, that's what happened yesterday in cute bipartisan fashion. Look at it, Senator Dodd and Republican Senator Richard Shelby agreeing on a bill that would give the government $300 billion to bail out struggling homeowners. But don't worry. Chris Dodd said, oh, this isn't going to cost the American people a dime. Really? The real story is that only in Washington could the government guarantee billions and pretend that nobody's going to have to pay a dime. According to the bill, initial losses on defaulted loans will be covered by, drum roll please, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Well, there you go. That's not the government. True, but guess who guarantees their losses? Yes, you do. Typical Washington bullcrap. They may not be lying, but they're not really telling the truth either. The bill also creates a powerful government agency to oversee Fannie and Freddie. God help us if they ever get together and have children. Guess who's going to fund that new agency? Yeah, you again. Oh, but Glenn, this helps the poor downtrodden homeowner. Look, I get it. There is an emotional component to this. Nobody wants to put people out of the streets. Nobody wants to see people outside of their homes. But a home is an investment. Investments are uncertain. Life is uncertain. Where do we draw the line? If I borrowed too much, can I get on in this? If you buy a Picasso for $1 million and it's devalued, should the government step in? Oh, no, no, no. With Washington growing like the Incredible Hulk and the free market principle just vanishing in thin air, we may be headed down that path. James Freeman is the assistant editor of the Wall Street Journal's editorial page. This is being billed as a compromise. Where is the compromise? We're a third of the way to $1 trillion.
Oh, well, that's easy. They compromised because the plan in the House was to put taxpayers on the hook for $300 billion in refinance mortgages, and in the Senate they've cut that to $300 billion. So you can understand there's not much of a compromise there.
That's the new math that I just don't. Okay, Freddie and Fannie, these are government-backed institutions. These are the lenders of last resort. If you default here, right?
They carry an implicit guarantee. In other words, everybody, including Wall Street, assumes that if they ever go bust, you and I, the taxpayers, will have to bail them out.
Right. So if the housing market goes down more, that chicken is going to come home to roost, isn't it?
It is, and I think the projections of how much this is going to cost taxpayers could end up being very optimistic. But
no,
you know, I hate to tell you, Glenn, that the story may be even worse than what you just described, because this new essentially a tax on Fannie and Freddie that's going to pay to in part defray the cost of the loans that go bad when the government takes them on.
Jim, let me ask you a question. Help me out on this. What about us people who have lived by the rules? We play the game the way we're supposed to. We don't overspend. We live responsibly. We live within our means. And we keep getting shoved right up the you-know-what. Why?
It's a great question. I think it's a great political question, because this was a moment where the Republicans, who have seen their Republican brand tarnished, really had an opportunity to say, we're the party of small government. Right. We're not for bailouts. We're not for putting the taxpayers on the hook when someone makes a mistake. And they seem to be. It's unclear. I don't. We'll see what the president does.
Yeah.
But it looks like Republicans are missing a big opportunity to say no to bigger government.
They don't even know who they are anymore. James, thanks a lot. That's the real story. Back in a minute.